I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign.
Up into 6th place and trying to chase Colin Fire as he goes after the leading quartet.
Into second. Wow, what a move that was! But it's Carpe moving up the inside. Colin Fire differed in that regard, but they've both been very absolutely sensational start. Last on the brakes, he is Moodley. He leads into monster. No problems with leading for quite substantial amounts of time, really. Actually, they decide.
You saw in Pickett's foot up. He got it rolling well, but so was Andrew O'Gorma and Andrew Picaris and the 69 of.
Yeah, well, let's see what happens then. Absolutely.
Still, Colin Fire's got some work to do, get on back on terms with these fucking big changes. But I'm sure they all watched the race, and I'm sure they did. Crucial, as you say, Matt, and I think it was in fact 2 of those guys, Rueda and another one, wasn't it? Said it really was better for the race, and he thought maybe to have a bit of a tune-up.
Between him and Lanetta that time around, it sounds a lot, but it's not very much. I saw yesterday well. I think he could be a real shout.
Yeah, apart from Hakim Daniel, to get on terms with him, he's trying to. He's not been sucked right.
Angel Picaris, the rider in the middle of our screens, hard to see past him for a victory.
And I think Colin has picked up the slipstream. He's not right with them, but he's got 4.
Yes, hopefully not. That would be the aim. So as they come around the lets the break off, does the number 67. Runs a little bit of a wider range of nationalities.
And a couple of guys there you saw taking the
30 when they cross the line. This next time around, a long period that gets had a lot very Italian and Spanish orientated, dominated.
And he's got to do all the work now so that he can pick up the slipstream down the long stretch of the entry of actually being Spanish.
Yeah, so the beautiful
lanky Dutchman, they build them tall in the Netherlands, and 9 Italians, 16 for France, Japan, 15 for...
You got Colin Fire separated, but I think the next time we get to the long straight, we could...
Including this year's entry. And...
Yeah, this is really starting to conjoin together. No longer
season history of Rookies Cup. We've actually had 38. Bridge that gap. It's so important. He's working very hard at it. And it seems. And we mentioned yesterday the number of different nationalities we have. We've got 17.
The riders have been on the right-hand side of the tyre as well, but no such major issues. Out there, they're really enjoying themselves. A really stunning venue that we have. Turn 4 is one of those real problematic.
The advantage over Casey O'Gorman and Picaris in 3rd place.
And Casey
back up into 2nd place now, behind Picaris. Race away up the hill, and it's the 83. That's the 83 of...
Still got Voigt. Nearly clashes with Picaris.
Well as determined.
Impressive all weekend.
And it's yesterday's winner, Luca Lunetta, who is now...
And look at that, it's O'Gorman coming through to try and take the lead as well. Did all the legwork, to be honest, for everybody else. The pace seemed... Well, they thought the pace was quite high.
It's Picaris who leads smoothly down to the first corner. Marcus Ruder.
Yesterday, Keyless and O'Gorman still cannot wait for this one. I hope the riders have done their homework and we have just another...
It is the 28 of Max Chies with the advantage over Casey, determined not to let Angel Picaris or anybody else run away with it this time. So they've really got to watch that. And for today, most of the guys are not talking about making...
Rueda in the back of picture there, go off onto the green, exiting turn 1.
And that's Christian Hakim changed the bike from qualifying right in there, but he's still got some work to do.
It was 0.6 of a second between, but Max Quiles is able to channel his anger from
4 guys pushing the air aside, and hopefully that gives him enough of a time.
Final corner. Let's have a think about what we expected to see today. Rider line through that final turn. Was doing that quite a lot yesterday, but seems to make it work.
The long lap route just to practice in case they have to.
Racing as we see Picaris tries to overtake Gorman again, but great to see Rookies Cup really producing the goods with
right here in Valencia.
Still a long way to go though. 14 laps will be beauty of the Rookies Cup, isn't it? I mean, it's certainly a conversation about motorcycle racing.
And he's certainly following that, and he really does need the slips for England and so forth. So only sort of 18%.
We'll see it close up again.
Yeah, that's so important. Colin really, he's a tall... that runs down roughly, we've had 44 Spaniards, 29...
Sort of 2 groups. You've got a pairing out front and then a pairing just behind the...
Different nationalities. A total of 237 rookies. Seems to be working out for him. He's closing on that leading quartet. Different nationalities this year's Rookies Cup in the hit 17.
Indeed, to make it up there, Cormac Buchanan just moved up into...
Got to watch that. And still, Maximo Chia's already up into 7th place.
Yeah, so they go off onto the green, exiting turn 1.
And that's crucial as you
Start yesterday, he learned from that last night clearly. What a rock!
He's still got some work to do.
It was 6/10 of a second between him and Lanetta.
And Piqueras in 3rd place.
Casey Gorman found himself down in 6th place.
Pushing the air aside, and hopefully that gives him enough of a toe to get the 83. That's the 83 of yesterday's second man, Navarro.
Fine through that final turn. Was doing that quite a lot yesterday, but seems to make it work.
And well, isn't it determination already, isn't it? But it is moving.
We see Piqueras tries to overtake Gorman again, but he just lets the Gorman coming through to try and take the lead as well. He pushes. Wow, what? Still a long way to go though. 14 laps. Will be 30 when they cross.
Smoothly down to the first corner.
Absolutely sensational start last on the.
And he's certainly following that, and he really does need the slipstream. He's got the
done their homework, and we have just another exciting.
You saw him pick his foot
up again.
Yeah, that's so important. Colin really, he's a tall, lank, and Piqueras or anybody else run away with it this time.
Yeah, well, you got a pairing out front and then a pairing just behind them. You got Colin Fice.
Most of the guys were not talking about making big changes, but I'm sure out for him is closing on that leading quartet from qualifying, so it really was better for the race
at the moment.
And Colin Fire is trying to bridge that gap.
Is able to channel his anger from yesterday well. I think he could be a real shout. Easy to lose the front there in that right-hander. It's been a long time since the riders have a think about what we expected to see today, and how Piqueras, the rider in the middle of
out to the 69 of Marcus Ruder. Practice in case they have to.
Yes, hopefully not. That would.
He was 3rd at the end of the straight, having led onto it.
Back at really producing the goods with such a range of nationalities. As Piqueras hits the front once again.
Yeah, Casey O'Gorman led onto the.
It's certainly a conversation about motorcycle racing that gets had a lot, very Italian. Him and Luca Lanetta, that's the visualisation of what that looks like in real.
The sort of 18% of the entry have actually been Spanish.
Leading for quite substantial amounts of time, really. Actually, they did all the legwork.
We've had 44 Spaniards, 29 Italians, 16, and Angel Piqueras. And the 69 of Marcus Ruder.
9th place as well. A great start from the New Zealander from 14th.
Colin Fire's got some work to do, get on back on terms with these 4. It is.
You've got to keep an eye on him. He was absolutely spitting feathers at Guido Pini.
Same Matt, and I think it was in fact 2 of those guys were on another one, wasn't it? So they've really
hit. He has underneath him the number 67 this morning. And that time around, it sounds a lot, but it's not very much. I saw Rueda in the back of place at the end of the first lap yesterday, thereabouts or so. He really got a dog
on terms with him. He's not been sucked right in there. Carpe running wide, but Moodley still has the advantage over Casey O'Gorman. I think Colin has picked up the slipstream. He's not right with them, but he's got 4 guys. Moodley who has the advantage as a race away up the hill, and it's
Takeoff does the number 67. Runs a little bit of a wider move that was, but it's Carpe.